Welcome one and all, game 2 of the evening, just about to get underway. It's the Queensland Police taking on the affiliated states in this 2024 game number 2. They had the women last night, which was a 12-all draw. It was a good game of footy, Donny Bell. Now tonight, Queensland Police, they'll go in as hot favourites again. Plenty of talent in this side, but the affiliated states, you know, there's something brewing between these states at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely right, mate. I was surprised by how competitive last night's game was. There was some Gillaroos and some burly bears, and there was high-level players from the BMD Premiership in the Queensland team last night, and it wasn't enough to get over the spirit of the home team, the affiliated states, and listen to the roar as they make their way out onto the field.
This is good, making it a home ground advantage against the Queensland.
Well, we've got some Queensland Cup players, some former Queensland Cup players at least in the Queensland Police team that we'll get through as we get through the night. But they would again start heavy favourites. They would be expecting to win, but does that complacency start to get to play a factor? There's some smattering of WA talent on the bench for the Storm team, but I guess that they'll be relying a lot on the AFT presence. There's a lot of Northern Territory talent on this team as well. That is the best players we would expect from the affiliated states here tonight. But should be a great game. Very high level of skill expected. And it's the affiliated states to start with the ball, and straight away the first contact from Queensland is very strong from O'Keefe. It's now the affiliated states working it through the middle with Bielfield from the Northern Territory. Now coming back in behind the ruck, go the Storm. Nowhere to go though for Siena.
Which side, yeah, left side. Move now! Get straight!
Just getting through this first set and looking to put the ball down the other end of the field. It was under a little bit of pressure there, Finnegan. But gets the kick away, and a nice kick return from Patullo in jersey 21. They couldn't find one of the outside backs' jerseys big enough to fit him. He's a big lad. So that's why he's in 21. Now Phillips, the vice-captain, goes out. They go tipping that one on nicely. Queensland, well, they look up for this one. Bouncing away from a couple. They come back in towards the middle of the field. Eventually put down, not far away from the Storm line, and a little bit too slow. Isaac Lehman, he wants to tap and go. Scott Spittle says no way. Now, Queensland looking to set the platform through Dunkley. He's the captain of this side. Now they get out of dummy half. Phillips, good run from him. He's put down, waiting at dummy half, Cuevas. Queensland towards the line, looking to fight their way over. Well, some big pressure on the back there. Melville, though, can't get it down. Cuevas, short ball, and they score the first try. Well, it's been all Queensland early, and it's Mick O'Keefe that screams through and goes over untouched. But Angelo Cuevas, a bit of sleight of hand from him in the halves. Over chasing from the affiliated states. It's 4-0 early, kick to come.
It's a really strong start from the Queensland side. They sure looked the goods. I mean, one thing we didn't get to touch on before the start of play. There's a decent breeze moving right to left across the screen, pushing to that far right corner, or the furthest away corner from the commentary box, if you could describe it that way. So there's going to be a tricky first half for Queensland Police, pushing into the breeze. They're going to have to be wary about the way they move the ball, but direct straight running was the medicine so far. And it got them over the line. Finnegan and Lamore and Griffin all had good parts to say in that set. Sorry, that's the representative numbers for the other side. I should say Phillips and Dunkley and Pasek as well, all doing their bit early on in that set.
Yeah, well, one thing we'll try and do throughout the night is give you a little bit more information about the try scorers as they go across. Mick O'Keefe One of the things I love is hearing the names of some of these country teams. He plays for the Stanthorpe Gremlins. Fantastic. The Gremlins, highest level he played Toyota Cup, so under 20s for the Brisbane Broncos. He's played for the Wynnum Manly Seagulls in the Queensland Cup and has represented Australia for the Police. So he's got a storied career that continues here tonight here in Western Australia. The conversion attempt waved away, and it is 4-0 on the LMSC scoreboard in favour of Queensland over the affiliated states. Well, the affiliated states is 4 minutes in. They haven't touched the ball yet. So looking forward to seeing how they go when they do get a chance to use it. It's been all Queensland.
Stand 14! Hands off!
Now they're working their way from their own end. Cuevas again getting it out to the try scorer. O'Keefe put down up against that left-hand touch line. He gestures towards the touch judge. You must have seen that. Cuevas out of dummy half. Well, he looks very sharp. Steps through the middle. Beats one, beats two. Had the arms free. Couldn't get the ball to O'Keefe, but does get a quick play the ball. O'Keefe gets the ball in hand and, well, it gets ankle tapped as he tried to kick it and knocks it on. So the affiliated states, well, they hold on, but only just.
Just trying to work out a quick little team list here, Tommy. I've had a little technical error with ChatGPT, so I've missed that passage of play, and you're going to have to give me 2 more minutes. I do apologise.
All good, mate. We'll run it from here. I don't know if we have Mitch on the sideline for this one either. Mitch, are you down there on the sideline, or are we all by ourselves here? Looks like it's just us. Mitch is in celebrating with the Roosters. He's in there singing the team song after they got the win in the first game.
I think he got excited when he heard Crotty say 100 games, 100 beers,
Yeah,
and that was Mitch signing off for the evening.
That's it. Mitch is going to go and help him get through those 100.
19! Hands off!
Well, let's see what the affiliated states can do now as Griffin out of dummy half. He finds some room.
Move now!
He's from the AFP representative. And a slow play the ball. Well, he's been heavy on that early, Scott Spittles. Again, well, he penalised the Cass team in their first set. And now they get one in their favour. As Queensland try and slow that down. The kick towards the sideline. It's an absolute perler from Sam Finnegan. I thought he might have bitten off more than he could chew, but he's done absolutely perfectly. So the ball comes in field. Atiola taps and goes towards the line. He looks to just burrow his way across. He's put down. Be Griffin to wait at dummy half. He steps out, goes to Finnegan. Finnegan, he goes back towards the blind side as they come up. He gets ragdolled there by O'Keefe. He's having a game to start this one. Dummied on the outside by Mulu. But he's quickly put down. Now Finnegan. Finnegan goes wider. Out to Parsons. Parsons looking to take them on. Queensland, their defence holding up at the moment. Ma is to the left. They go short though. The big front rower barging over. Can't get the ball to the ground there. Junior Saina. Very, very close. The little kick in behind. Everyone had overrun it. Picked up by Finnegan. And it opens up and Finnegan dives over Sam. Finnegan scores. And we are back at 4-all. Kick to come from beside the post. And the Cass team, they are right in this one. Up to their eyeballs.
Oh, you've got to say that even though this ball, it copped him right on the chest, you wouldn't even say that's played at 6 again. So had to react quickly and smartly. And Finnegan underneath. That's a good little finish off for him.
Another one of those AFP players. We've said that they're going to be the key for the Cass. Based out of, predominantly Canberra. Probably got the more rugby league pedigree. Sam Finnegan gets the try, set up by Ryan Griffin. You always look towards the spine. We've got, again, the two from the AFP and 2 from the NT, Alex Parsons and Nigel Marr. The 1 and the 6. Finnegan shanks it from right beside the post. Well, he couldn't have kicked that any worse.
That's just a little bit of a change of climate. Hasn't done enough practice over here in the west.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely the elevation here in Perth got the better of him. I don't know what excuse you can make for that kick. That's a Barry. It's been an exciting opening 9 minutes of this game. Both teams with tries. We're locked at 4-all on the LMSC scoreboard. As now the Cass team bring it back after the kick-off. Well, a sloppy play the ball and a bit too sloppy, says Scott Spittles. Says it wasn't a legal play the ball. I don't know, I think that one's a tough one to go against him. He'd got to his feet. He'd earned the right to play the ball and got pushed back down. It wasn't like he planted the ball. I don't know, I reckon that one's a tough one to go against the Cass team.
It's a rough little call. As you see, it just gets a little bit darker down here at Truby Community Centre. The lights are starting to take effect. The sun's dipping quickly. Wind looked like it's picked up again. Not happy with the scrum. We'll go again. Queensland with their second real opportunity of the evening. It'll come in and out and away. Cabwell back for Taquito. And working away around the corner is Conroy. Nothing too mischievous yet early in this set. Cabwell again under the sticks. Affiliated States, the Storm working backwards nicely in defence. They got good numbers inside the contest. Watch out for the big runner. Dunkley out on the left here. Looks like he's keen, ignored the pass too deep. So they have to go wider through hands and a chance in the corner. They're going to get another one really early here. It's Alexander Williams on the left-hand side. Good little spot in the headgear and he's run straight up past the defence. Not sure how they got themselves short-sighted. Lazy coming off the line off the first bad pass. And they've worked over for another good one. 8-4 kick to come.
Well, I tell you, Mick O'Keefe is having a huge impact on this game. We saw him score that first try. He threw an absolute peach of a pass there to put Alexander Williams over. The defence from the Cass team wasn't great, to be fair, but it was an absolute great pass from O'Keefe to put Williams across. And fair play to the Queensland team. They've had an opportunity. They converted into points. And it'll be O'Keefe to try and continue his good day with the conversion attempt from out wide. The try scorer, Alexander Williams from Petrie. Albany Creek Crushers Junior and is plays for the Caloundra Sharks. That was the top level he reached in rugby league so far. Looks like a young fella that might have his best footy in front of him. He's certainly not done as that kick again waved away. Well, in the women's game last night, nobody missed a goal. Tonight, no one can kick one.
Plenty of footy left though, Donny, and I don't think we're out of tries yet.
Well, 12 minutes in, it has been, it's a bit of an old-fashioned shootout so far.
Well, the classic point a minute. And there'd be interest on it if they could kick. Storm go deep. Cameraman lags behind the action, but we've picked him up deep inside near the in goal. Nowhere really to go there. Queensland coming out the back. Isaac Leishman. And Cordwell doing another good run. Not even Cordwell, apologies, O'Keefe. Has been good early. Oh, loose carry. This one comes across.
The try scorer comes up with a mistake.
And they're getting good roll on here. Griffin straight through the middle of the line. Parsons in the yellow headgear. He's been good instrumenting this attack so far. Working well with his number 7, Finnegan.
WA boy Dan Snedden gets a run. He's just out onto the field. Joondalup Giant. Absolute veteran of the competition over here in the West.
Release now.
Flat ball required. Milford just short. Need to work and give themselves a little bit of space. Parsons can get this back door again. Instead, they'll scoot from half. Into the set
that
looming.
Wasn't the team play.
Little grabber kick through. Good pick up as well. Don't mind that. That's pretty silky skills underneath there by Paluto.
Well, the hands there. Just that was cricket. That was in the slips. Fingers pointing downwards, get underneath it. Perfect catch in the slips from Tom Patullo. And diffuses a dangerous situation. But the run from Ryan Griffin, the play before, I think, was a little selfish. That was was a little bit all about him. And it sort of took a play away. And then the kick from dummy half from Finnegan, not the best either. And Queensland get to the back end of this set. Kick from inside the 40, measured the kick, took a lot of time, there wasn't a lot of pressure on him, but it goes straight down the throat there of Taumalolo, and he's come up with the error. So Queensland come up with it with Cuevas, and now they're on the attack. Well, the affiliated states had an opportunity, they wasted it, and now the Queenslanders looking to punish them. The pass out the back from Scanlon, diving through the tackle. There, the Queenslanders. Now they go down a short side, out of dummy half, finding space in behind the ruck goes Phillips. Phillips will be put down. Cuevas gets to dummy half. He looks to the left. He goes to the right. He goes to his big captain in Dunkley. Dunkley is centre field, about 3 metres out from the try line. Now they come to the left. Cuevas again goes to the line, holds it up. They have to go backwards there to catch that one. Standing in the tackle, the pass goes out. O'Keefe pops it out the back. It's a bit of ad-lib football with Phillips. Phillips goes towards the line, just tries to straighten. Well, they need a little bit of direction now. They try and just set the platform first of all through Pearce. Pearce not far away on tackle 5. Dunkley that's flat, they go to Cuevas, he puts a little grubber in behind, it's taken by Ma tries to get back in the field of play and does. Well, good defence there from Cass because they were under all sorts of pressure, and their right side defence was absolutely terrorised by Queensland there.
Good 3-gang tackle, forces only a half a metre gain to start the set. Really up for one this afternoon, Queensland. Coming in from the side, Dunkley, a big imposing body in defence. And Griffin just shovels out right-hand side. Managed to get through a couple of hands. And Mulu, all the way up from the Northern Territory. Brings that one in on the wing, just cracked off the right foot for security in the middle. Can't read your handwriting there, Donnie. Billy Afilo, I want to go with. Bielfeld, I'll take it. And there's a little error while we look down at the sheets.
I can't read my handwriting there.
Don't know why I've taken a photo of it.
He comes up with an error anyway, and
So
I see something I can never unsee there from Nick Neary.
No questions at this time. Don't start this again as well.
Queensland now with an opportunity. Scrum feed for Tom Patullo. He wraps around the back, gets the ball back from the base of the scrum, goes to Cuevas. Cuevas tips that one on. Well, he's already got one, has Williams, but he's trips over on that occasion and hits the deck. And now it goes with Lehman. Lehman looks to step through the middle.
move together. Hold the line.
Phillips waits at dummy half. Goes at the back to Cuevas. He's had plenty of the ball. Well, he didn't have a runner outside him at all, so just has to take it himself.
Move now.
We see Tikiato Simpson goes across to the blind side. They go open though. And it's with Gabooma. Gabooma right up against that right hand upright.
Hold.
They go out the back and a chance. Dummy go! Well, it just opened up. and they go straight through Dylan Taikato Simpson. He couldn't believe it. We threw the outlandish dummy. And I don't think the Storm players could believe he still had the ball in his hand. Dives over, pretty simple try. And Queensland well on top.
Certainly not building a margin yet, though. There's just a lot of imposing figures out there on this ground at the moment, and we're going to have to find a way to stop them as this game gets longer and longer, that's for sure.
Well, maybe after 50 beers at half-time, the Fremantle Roosters can come out and, mix it up. Very impressive win from them today. Over the top of the table, Rockingham Sharks. So, I don't know, Rockingham, they started the day top of the table. They're going to be third now.
It's a tough ladder at the moment. The top four are nothing in it. They've still got a game in hand, though, which is the slight positive. They can level back up with a win next week.
A 50-6 win from the North Beach Sea Eagles over the Joondalup Giants in the other game as well. As Queensland, they get their first conversion of the day. And they go out to a 10-point lead, 14 points to 4. We're about 20 minutes done here at the Treeby Community and Sportsplex. As we see that replay again, the big show and go. Our own Caleb Reddy would have been proud of that one. Although it's been a long time since he had the frame of Dylan Taikato Simpson.
Good kick, this one. Makes it a real hard charge on back. Met up really well in the middle of the ground by Milford.
Oh, you can feel the contact there.
Yeah, right. Trying to work his arms free before rolling the ball. Exaggerated movement for sure. And they're turning over the tackle.
Oh, Kaboomer, just boots going up the nostrils there of the markers from the Cass team.
Dunkley through the middle. They're working through these sets quickly. Terry Phillips. Wrapped up shy of halfway. Wasn't Terry Phillips, in fact. Josh Walters. Fills in at half now. Takiato, nowhere really to speak of to go to. Patsulu, still alive through the inside. Cordwell. Lots of sets of hands to progress them an extra 15 metres. And with last into the wind, you got to put a hell of a boot on it, or just start running it through the hands. Big double overlap. Inside show and go. And they're going to go through for another. Mick O'Keefe dots it down across the line. And Queensland Police, they sure know how to lock them up early.
Well, it got the last tackle, and it just felt like the Storm went to sleep. There is There is two players outside Mick O'Keefe there unmarked. It was 3 on none. So it was easy for O'Keefe there in the end to get his second try. He's probably been the best player on the field, I think, Mick O'Keefe, and gets a second try, a just reward from what's been a very good start to the game from him. And justifiably so. Got a big smile on his face, enjoying his rugby league over here in the West.
He's played in a myriad of cups over his time. Mick O'Keefe. His junior club was Stranthorpe Gremlins again. I think, did we touch him, or is he another Gremlin?
No, so that's the one that scored the first try.
Oh, yeah, well, there we go. Broncos Toyota Cup, Manly. It's a good resume out there. Been liking Dunkley, the captain, as well. He's West Tigers of Mackay. He's played footy, Foley Shield for Mackay. He's in the Australian Police Rugby League team as well.
Yeah, they've got a few Australian representatives in that one. Well, fantastic vision from the LMSC cameras. That one thunders into the post and over it drops. So a successful conversion. You saw the way that one just hooked around Jonathan Thurston style. Caught the inside part of the post and dropped over. So 20 points to 4. Queensland, well, they are well in front now. 23 minutes gone in this game. And the combined affiliated states just trying to keep some respectability in the scoreline at the minute. Queensland running roughshod. As they come from the back fence again, some late footwork. Runs into Lammermoor, who makes the tackle. He gets involved in another tackle, just looking to really drive the shoulder. They're into Gabooma. Now they take it up over the 30-metre line through Dunkley. Now the kick downfield, early kick down to Marr. Marr a little bit of room to move, looks to step past the first chaser, does that, but then he's held up and taken towards the sideline, does well to find the grass. The affiliated states now through Samisi, the Victorian representative in this game, the only Victorian copper in the game, Craig Zamisi. Now the affiliated states tipping that one on. Saina, big unit from the Northern Territory. Now they go out the back. They go wider still. And good defence from Queensland shuts down any opportunity out wide for Nigel Marr. They keep coming down this right-hand side with Finnegan. Finnegan gets it out a little bit wider still to Mulu. Mulu's put down. Getting towards the back end of the set. Finnegan gets underneath it. It holds up. It sits up kindly there for Boney. And Queensland come up with the ball.
A weird kick. I mean, I don't mind the short little jab through, but the wind you would think was going to then push that on and on and on, and it really went nowhere, almost like it was into the wind. The swirling breeze maybe kicking in now. Oh, it's ripping in off the coast, and it's look at the trees in the background.
Well, it does.
Going.
Yeah, it does change a bit, the breeze in Treeby as the sun goes down. So just starting to swirl around and maybe even go in the other direction.
Oh, there's a big air up. Good air up. If you're an affiliated states fan.
Yeah, we're not barracking here at all. We certainly want to see a contest, and we might be from the affiliated states, so, you know. Unashamedly.
There's nothing worse than supporting a maroon jersey, in my opinion, anyway, Johnny.
Absolutely. I'm 100% with you. It's a shame, though, that we don't have New South Wales over here in the west. Queensland making the trip.
Hey, on the wrong side, mate. Come around here.
I'll join up soon. I think they'll start to get jealous seeing tight fixtures, especially like the women's game last night, 12-all. They'll think that they can piece that up pretty easily, Sydney, and then they might get a little lesson by the affiliation.
Well, surely they'd want to be part of a quality broadcast like the one we're bringing you tonight. Z Griffin out of dummy half. Again to Saina. He's been physical, hard and straight. Trying to fight to his feet, and well, he almost earned his side a penalty, and his front row partner in Lammermoor says, give me a go. Gets the late offload. Oh!
Too late.
Well, I don't think the ball carrying arm had never hit the ground. He was down. He threw the pass up. I think that should have been play on. He's ruled passing off the ground here. Scott Spittles, perhaps a little harsh on Robert Lammermoor. It was definitely a very late offload, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether we've got the replay of that one, but I don't think the ball carrying arm hit the ground.
It's going to be tight. There certainly looked like there was a bit of him that did make its way towards the ground. I'll leave it with you for a minute or two. Mick O'Keefe, and then straight through another run from Dunkley. Big unit, Dunkley.
He's massive, isn't he?
And looks like
done.
he's got a tank, yeah, but that's his first spell done and dusted. Over the side, Williams just flirting with the touchline.
Well, that's why they've got two vice-captains out there, although Dunkley's just come out to an edge. He hasn't gone off. Looked like he was running towards the sideline, but there he is right there in the middle. Ready to go again. Oh, and he leaves another couple in his wake.
He can be on my national team. That's fine.
Well, he's bowling a perfect 300 game, the amount that he's knocking over.
Great tackle. Still loose across the back. A little bit of work for the fullback Mayer to work off to get back in the field of play, and does nicely. Now needs to avoid touch. You avoid one wrong and you fall into another. That's the life of crime sometimes.
Well, he did a good job. He got back into the field of play. I didn't think he was a snowball's chance of getting back into the field of play. He did that. And then was up against the sideline and couldn't avoid that risk. Into touch he goes. 20 points to 4. About 12 minutes until half time. Points here for Queensland might put this one to bed. Nelson Kabuma wants a run, and he gets one. Going between defenders, almost coming out the other side. Reaching out, rolls over, puts it down. Well, Nelson Kabuma, well, he wanted it. He wanted it, and he got it, and deserved it.
Going to have to find a couple of other avenues to defend on the inside. They look strong really early in this game. And in order to stop these wide tries coming through, they've just been a little bit vulnerable, undersized in the middle of the ground. Have the combined Allied States, and worrying signs. This Queensland Police side 24-4 kick to come now.
Well, I'm not the best with geography, and certainly Queensland geography not my strong suit. It wouldn't be my specialist subject, but Nelson Kabuma from Boigu Island. I don't know exactly where that is.
Boigu Island.
That might be one we need to look up, but it sounds like it's somewhere up north because he is from the Cairns Edmonton Storm and Kangaroos.
Is that B-O-I-G-U or is that B-A-H-Go?
B-O-I-G-U.
Right up the top of Cairns, basically Papua New Guinea up there, Donny. That's fresh out of my memory bank, not maps. But that is further than Thursday Island, which was the furthest representative for the Queensland Police and the women's last night. So that's quite the journey. We heard it is a ferry bus, plane, and then team bus to the hotel in order for those Queensland players to get here tonight.
Well, it's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the journey that they've had to undertake to be here in Perth, Western Australia, you can't get too much further away. And to get a try after making that trip, it makes it all the more worthwhile. Half an hour gone, 26 points to 4 on the LMSC scoreboard. A Mossman Port Douglas Sharks A-grade player.
To give you a rough idea, it's a 4-hour flight from Cairns further north to then get to that island, Donny. That's far. That's far.
Well, fantastic to have him here with us today. And the Queensland side well on top, getting out a dummy half now. Goes Walters. Well, how good is it to see a Walters in a Queensland jersey? Josh Walters it is here for the Queensland Police Force in jersey 14 at dummy half, just like Kerr, just like Steve. And a penalty earned, not by Walters but by Smith, Kane Paul Smith, just fighting hard on the ground. Gets his team a penalty. Well, there's plenty of skill to enjoy. The Queensland Police, a tap and go, and they give it to their captain, Andrew Dunkley. He's been happy to carry it every time he's been asked to. And it comes out to Smith. Well, he earned the penalty just a moment ago. Now standing in the tackle. Well, they've got so much size, this Queensland team. It is scaring the crap out of me. I don't know how the Cass team is standing up to it. Oh, there was a forward pass there from dummy half as Nelson Kabuma went straight through, and he's done the NFL touchdown as he goes over the line, but denied the try.
Too early for a mercy whistle, maybe. A referee just injecting himself at 2.5 metres out.
Well, they're having some fun, the Queensland team right now. The Cass team, on the other hand, they're hoping for the halftime siren to blow sometime soon. The bad news is for them, still 7 minutes away.
And they've got to face the breeze in the second half as well.
Well, that's scary, isn't it? Queensland will have the breeze at their back,
I think,
for the second 40.
With the size and the pace, they might just send a couple of big high bombs into space and chase.
Stand
So in the meantime, a good tackle by Samisi. Storm trying to crash through this. Going to need to find a bit of width. They're getting shut down on these angled in runs. I mean, taking on Dunkley. Trying to wear him out. Maybe 2 passes out instead this time.
You don't know that they can match it with Queensland straight through the middle. They've got to play a little bit wider of the ruck, and mistakes like that won't help. They've got to be perfect. They've got to be pretty much perfect to go with Queensland, and so far they haven't been.
There's a lot of good work, that whole tackle by Dylan Tarioto Simpson. It's hung around for a while. He just allowed the tackler and the half to take their eyes off the ball for a moment. Very good defensive efforts all around the contest.
7. Look for the touchies. Hang on. Heads in, arms around.
Nathan Draman to feed the scrum. Looks like he's just come out onto the field. The short ball.
Forward again.
And forward.
He's found something in the technique.
Well, and again, it is one of those things where if the ball player is running backwards as he throws the pass, it just looks forward. So even if it's not, it looks forward and it's going to get called more often than not. That one, I think that the touch judge is right in line with it, got it right. I think it did come forward out of the hands. But that technique of running backwards while you're passing is always going to look bad.
Big charge down in the meantime. Going to need a bounce. Going to get chased down, tackle, not running away this time. Tommy Cadwell again.
It was a kick from a scrum, Nick. That's your favourite play, and it didn't work.
And that's why I was excited and jumped in. Siren in the meantime. 35-minute halves. And ball spilling out the back. Still alive here for QVS. Gives it. Selman doesn't leave it behind. And you should be allowed just to get that on the toe and go.
Yeah, basketball rules. One bounce, play on. He caught it with one hand. Does it bounce back up, didn't he? Play on. No. Half-time here at Trebian Community and Sportsplex. 26 points to 4. The Queensland side well on top. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the second half shortly.
Welcome back. Second half action right around the corner. The Allied States, well, we're up against it in the first half. Queensland Police have come out all guns a-blazing. There's no pun in that one, actually, because we keep those holstered away unless there's a crisis event somewhere in the country. Donnie Belt, there's got to be something that the Allied States can do to get back into this one. At least put a little bit of respect on the scoreline early.
Well, yeah, I think that's the key. Is they have to be first to score. That they have to come out with some enthusiasm. I mean, that they've got to come out. They set the tone with their defence in the first set. They get the chance to kick off. They want to kick long, and they want to lay the hurt on the opposition. They want to get up in their face, make some big shots early, force a mistake. They can score first in the second half. Then there's a chance they can come back in this game. But Queensland, to me, they look like they've got too much class.
It just looks like a good footy side. It looks like a footy side that's played a little bit of footy together. They don't look like this is a one-off feature game. This looks like a bunch of blokes that have been in and around a system for a long, long time, and they've all represented in what is quite a high level of rugby league across this across this nation.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Queensland Cup players that have played, under 20s at the national level. There's some very, very good pedigree in this Queensland Police Force team. And of course, some New South Wales Cup, and I think there's a New Zealand Warriors under 20s player in the squad as well. So there's some real talent, and it's a pleasure to get the chance to call such talent as the Queensland side. They get first use of the ball. As we said, the affiliated states will be looking to get up in their face and try and force that error as the captain, Andrew Dunkley, takes another carry. I don't know whether he ever stops. He's got the secret. The energy solution, because he just keeps going. There's Walters from dummy half, kicking from inside the half, and well, that's what we're going to see plenty of from Queensland with the breeze at their back, Nick.
They got to see a good bit of intel. It's a story of two similar games down here at Treeby this afternoon where Fremantle Roosters, there's an error, held it up off the ground though, so getting away with it. Was that to low up? We saw Fremantle Roosters pick up a big lead running the same way Queensland did in the first half, and then just game management this whole second half. This is an exhibition though, Donnie, so I don't expect a full half a game management out of the Queensland Police. They will look to extend.
Yeah, I think they're going to look to have some fun at some stage in this second half. They'll want to get into the grind here in the second half and see what the affiliated states team is made of. And once they've...
that was a good penalty we won there.
That could have gone either way, and it's gone against the affiliated states. It's gone against Samisi. I think he did put the ball down while he was still on his knees.
Well, that's where I was going to argue the other. I think you're going to get a clear point here where the tackler is on 2 feet and nothing else, but right now it's looking dangerous. No, and he was always on all fours. Unless you call a handstand just the 2 points of contact, that's probably in the rule book itself. If you really look deep into it, a handstand will count as returning to the feet.
Yeah, again, there was definitely a Queensland player in the ruck. He wasn't in the tackle.
Yeah. He
was in the ruck. So that definitely could have gone either way. It would have been nice to see it go in the favour of the Cass team. But the Queenslanders, they get another one go their way. As Walters gets the pass now to Smith. Smith has come off the bench and he's
loose
come
again.
Off the error. Ripped out, and a penalty there going against Bielfeldt. I think he was hoping that nobody could see that one.
I didn't see it. I just called the loose carry.
Tap and go, and he's a guy that's had a lot of fun today, Nelson Gabooma. He scored one try. He got a touchdown as well, but that wasn't allowed. Now the captain takes that one 5 metres out. Centre field, rolls over, does Dunkley. Now to Quaver. Gives the short pass to a bloke that's already scored 2 tries, and he's gone within a couple of metres of getting a third. Walters waits at dummy half. He throws it out the back. The short pass. It goes now with Dunkley. Dunkley towards the line. He wants one, the captain. Rolled over onto his back, though, and he can't get it down. Good defence from the affiliated states.
I'd like to see Andrew Dunkley take on the other Dunkley in Queensland, Josh Dunkley. I mean, I think Andrew's probably got him on size, but that's two athletes you'd like to see one-on-one, even though it is cross-coded.
Yeah, well, it's always a little bit of fun, those cross-code situations. Andrew Dunkley will now play the ball. Back to Josh Walters. They go out wide. They've got the numbers again, stepping in field and diving over. A try. I think that might be Alexander Williams, is it, for his second? In Queensland, well, they're stretching this advantage. Whoever it is that scores.
Could be Williams.
The last pass there from Caldwell. And a good try in the corner. The Queenslanders, they stretch their advantage. They're out to a 30 points to 4 lead.
If it was Williams, he hails from the Caloundra Sharks, playing in the Sunshine Coast A grade. Where isn't there a sub-form of rugby league competition throughout the entirety of Queensland, Donny?
I think it covers
every town,
pretty much every inch of land in Queensland. They are rugby league mad, and there's a reason why they call it the home of rugby league in Australia. The New South Welshman in me completely disagrees with that. Certainly more numbers in New South Wales, but they are mad about it north of the border. And the kick from the sideline.
Great nudge.
I think it's just out to the right.
Ooh, must have gone across the face, and thought he gave that a good steer, and wind was helping. Don't mind it. I'll see the try one more time on replay. Good last final pass. Rock solid, this Queensland Police side.
Yeah, they've been too good here tonight. The affiliated states, they're not looking to quit. A little short kick-off. They get to the ball first, and they've come up with possession. Well, I don't know whether they were convinced they came up with possession, and eventually Scott Spittles gets the call from one of his touch judges that it was actually knocked on by Sam Finnegan on the ground. I think it's the correct call. It's not the call I wanted.
He would have bounced to his feet and tried to carry on if he didn't knock it on. He was a bit guilty on the floor there. Probably sold himself away from it a bit too much.
Well, he pled guilty.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day.
It's all right. We'll get him his rights in quick enough time. Good break out the left-hand side, Queensland Police now. They're asking for more speed on this game. They're not done yet, that's for sure. Left-hand side, O'Shea. Awkward little pick-up and dumps it out behind him. Play on.
We've got
lost forward. I would have to say, if anything, it's backwards Queensland.
And knocked on by the affiliated states. That was my call.
Oh, yeah, there's the knock on there. I'll give you that much.
So it was
affiliated states ball, though. Happy days.
Yeah, well, I think he's ruled that the pass was forward.
Oh, into the knock on.
Into the knock on. So that's the ruling. I don't think that's what happened, but happy to get one go the affiliated states way and get them an opportunity to attack. Let's see if they can get this crowd excited. There's that one dumped underneath for Isaac Lyons, the AFP. He plays the ball back to Griffin. Griffin, a little tip on, a bobble, juggled and eventually put down, an offload, and they're looking to counter-attack through Draman. But shut down before he can get going. They get out of dummy half through Williams. He's put down a slow play the ball. Josh Walters waits for it. Now coming from a long way back goes Graham. punching in behind the ruck. Walters says, let's go. We're on the front foot now with Gabooma. Gabooma, well, he wanted to throw the offload. He threw the offload, and he's thrown it straight to an opposition player.
A little bit too keen. Another chance to counter-attack.
Queensland, come. 15 out.
The Allied States looking to string a full set together. That's a harsh bit of contact. And
went early.
Was really early.
Yeah, so Mick O'Keefe just went early, was called offside, so a penalty. He did seem like his line speed was exceptional.
It was tremendous, in fact.
It's what happens when you're only 5 metres back. Oh!
Good effort on the sideline.
Some athleticism there from Nathan Drummond.
Come. 10. In line with your touching.
Slowly ticking away. 10 minutes into the second half. And in order to start pegging this margin back, if you wanted to give yourself a sniff, it's right about now. Good field position, full set in front of you. Ben Kemp through the middle of the ground. A very large unit. Hate to share the donuts with him on the Monday morning coffee run. They're going negative metres in the middle of the ground. Kemp can go again if he so pleases. Backdoor instead through the hands of Parsons. They try to find a little gap through the middle. Now Finnegan's turn. Can switch inside. Good speed on the outside defensively. Set enters closing phases. Another one for Parsons to try grab her on through. And it gets shunted away. Did he touch it? Had to have. A little bit unlucky there. Probably a bit Mick O'Shea. Had all good intentions coming through the pack.
Well, he thought, if I can pick this up clean, I can run 80. And
80 of the best as well.
Yeah, I'll put that in the highlights package. But it didn't sit up as kindly as he had hoped. Comes up with the error. And another opportunity for the Cass team to try and score. Ryan Griffin told he has to pack into the scrum. He does so. That one turned underneath and knocked on straight away by Atiola. Double knock on from Queensland, and first play, they hand it over.
Just got to start stringing some stuff together. It's so difficult. It's easy to pick apart when you see errors like this, but it is so difficult when you come together with players from 5 states and territories around this country. You've just met each other over a couple of ham and cheese croissants, and now you're trying to link up inside balls to each other, facing a pretty good opponent. It does make it a little bit hard, no matter how much experience you got under your belt.
Dummy and go, and they get away here. I think that's Patulo. Bounces out of a couple of tackles, looked to the outside and had a Cass player in between him and his teammates, so takes the tackle. It is just tackle 1. Taking that one a little bit behind the ad line, so they haven't quite set up what they want to do. Walters waits at dummy half after the play the ball. Now Gabooma. Gabooma looks to use that late footwork at the line. He's been dangerous throughout this day. Scanlon says pass out the back, and that's exactly what they do. The dummy on the outside, and Drummond takes the tackle. Walters goes back to the right-hand side. Scanlon gets his run, bounces away from the first before he is put down. At the back appears to Drummond. Drummond goes wide. It's with O'Keefe. O'Keefe, he's thrown a couple of money balls, but that one coming back infield goes Williams. Williams is tackled, and that'll be the handover.
Yeah, for a man of O'Keefe's size, he gets himself to the line on the outside shoulder, and, well, yeah, he could have busted through there, but I still really like those flat balls outside, because everyone's expecting both defenders on both shoulders to cut in on such a sizable target.
Yeah, I think having that size, that physicality, and still being able to be a quality ball player, it's just a wonderful skill that so many of the modern players have.
Driven backwards, the Allied States through this tackle. Now they're going to keep moving up the left-hand side. paints a worry out there. Touch judge getting really close. Early release, sending it straight down the centre of the ground. Cadwell easily dealt with. Tom Paluto
just holding the ball like it's an egg. Just one hand.
Pretty good with the one-hand carry, most of these guys.
Just big hands, mate. You know what they say
hands.
about guys with big hands? Big
hearts. Big everything. Everything's bigger in Queensland. Forget putting triple X on something. We'll put four X's. That sounds like us. Middle of the ground. Pesic tries to go through the middle. Big setup out on the left, in fact. A lot of dangerous ball runners going from halves, the worst option of them all. And I thought that was already fifth, so maybe not the worst option, but still doesn't set up much here. Slow play, outright. Simpson goes deeper, cross kick, and the wind pushes this one. Seen it all afternoon. The wind will push that well out into that top corner of the ground.
Well, it did bounce in the field of play. I think that's the saving grace there for Nathan Drummond. He will say if the winger had held his width, then might have been some sort of chance of latching onto that one, but was a little bit infield and ended up landing. Well, let's say nowhere.
Another long defensive set. Trying to exit out of their own half, but they just haven't found the link up. Tamalolo played through nicely. I think it's time to start throwing this pill around if you're the Allied States as well. Just finding someone on the outside shoulder. I mean, everyone's drawn into that tackle, got three involved in it very early on. Never had a little sniff on the outside. Great little pick on through the middle, though. Good chance to grub her on through to the corner. Chase is coming from Finnegan. Not going to get there in time, but he can secure the tackle and at least territory. Superb, and they can lock Queensland deep in their half again.
Ryan Griffin has been a standout for me for the combined affiliated states in a dummy half. Has really looked to control things and has done a good job. Gets a bit of a reward there with a line break next to his name in the stat sheet, but just had no support, no one pushing up there with him. Had to try and dribble one in behind for Sam Finnegan, who's been good himself, but just didn't quite have the pace to go with Nathan Drummond, who was able to get back and clean it up for the Queenslanders.
Come, mate, come.
Now, Angelo Cuevas waiting at dummy half. And
just too long. They were asked to move.
Way too long. I don't know where Cuevas is going. He's back where the play the ball happened. They'll kick to the sideline and they'll be right on the attack. After they do find touch through Patullo. Well, you can feel it's coming now for Queensland. Isaac Lehman, it's actually Williams that charges in to take the tap. Now he gives it to Lehman. They tap and go. Setting it up straight away through Melville. Cuevas to dummy half. Goes out the back with Patullo. He dummies, bounces away from one, tries to get away from a second, but dragged to the ground by Griffin. And another slow play the ball. Griffin does well, just allowing his defensive line to set. Dummied on the outside through Phillips, but not fallen for by anybody. Cuevas has jumped into that dummy half roll regularly, and nice little pass to Sam Pearce, and Sam Pearce crashes over for Queensland. They stretch this advantage out to 34 points to 4.
You can pretty much bang the gavel from here, Donnie. This is a closed case at this point, but there's still a fair amount of footy left in. We can still work our way through. It's Queensland side. They're just dynamic ball movers. What do you got on the try scorer for us?
Sam Pearce from Broadbeach. His junior club, the Rockhampton North Chargers. And his highest level that he played for the Queensland Capras in the Queensland Cup, and has also represented Vanuatu.
Vanuatu international team.
Yeah. Sure, that was a massive thrill for him, but coming over to the West and getting the opportunity to be called by the great Nick Neary, I'm sure is up there for him as well.
There's a lot of things that you can slap onto the back of your resume, and you certainly don't want to scrub my name out. You do it in pen because it's not getting erased.
It's in invisible ink, I think, on every tip sheet. The kick now for Tom Patullo. He should knock this one over. It hasn't been a great day for the goal kickers.
Oh!
And that one thunders into the posts. Well
cursed. Well cursed.
That was from a very similar position where Sam Finnegan shanked one in the first half. They just do not want to kick it into the primary school. They don't want to lose the ball, so they've been told to aim for the post. So I think that's the instruction.
It's probably just a little bit of police instruction there. The least amount of time we have to spend in primary schools, the better. Of course, there hasn't been crime in there for years and years and years. Certainly in Australia, at least. Long kick-off again. I'm running on well from the back. Queensland Police, they just look so organised. For a bunch-together team. Try scorer was the one that had the first run, and Phillips tries to cut back on through the inside. Good through hands. We've missed our man Dunkley for a bit. He's been resting for a while. Will Scallaghan. It's probably the one that came on for him, the big man out there. Alexander Williams, caught flat-footed.
Move, 7. Hold. Go 4. Stay out 7, not straight.
Cuves backwards, and Paluto sends it down. Missed traps, touched it as well, so a lot of work to do across the back. Nigel Mayer wants to get on the outside. Has to go the palm off, not strong enough on the occasion. Just didn't like the body position there, Donny. He wasn't quite square enough.
No, I can understand he's trying to get to the outside, but he really puts himself in a dangerous situation up against the sideline. And he was never going to beat the man. And it's something that, again, it's a learning curve, I think, for some of these affiliated states players that playing it at this level. You're probably pretty unlikely to beat a man one-on-one like that. That's
I think that little bit of shock factor as well. It's just that extra 2 or 3 steps less time as a fullback you're going to have to make a decision. So you really quickly, he picked outside, went outside, and defender was all over it from there. There's not much else you need to really give away on a read. Just got to disguise it for longer.
Rush Carter. That might be his first carry of the game, taking that one forward in jersey 20. They try and get some of their bench players some minutes. As Ryan Griffin out of dummy half, catches the markers not square. He wants to tap and go. The referee says no, you can't take it quick on an offside penalty. So they'll take it slow. And here is Dan Snedden, the West Australian, takes the hit up towards the 40-metre line before he's put down. Now the front rower, Lammermoor. He's dropped his shoulder into some heavy work. Now they go out the back of the 20. Tap there to Ma. Nice little outside-inside play. Now it goes through Carter. Carter towards the line. Well, this is the best chance the affiliated states have had in some time. Goes across to Finnegan. Finnegan goes wider. Well, they're up into the face there of Alex Parsons. Nowhere for him to go. Tackle 5. Well, they're looking for their ball players now. Finnegan goes to the line, looks to thread the needle. The ball is there.
Tapped.
Dived upon by the Queenslanders. Well, they're going to say knock on.
Ooh, he's unlucky.
I thought he did well. Knocked it back and perhaps
stayed on with his own work.
When he dragged it in there at the end, maybe dragged it forward along the ground. But we'll have a look on the replay, see if they pick up what the referee saw. There's that. I think the referee on the spot, as he's tried to drag it in the first
one
instance.
bobble on the roll in,
That's it.
It's all right. Be hard to prove that one in court.
Oh, it's again, the conviction has been upheld.
Great run. Starting to get into his work, Ben Kemp. Had a couple early in the first half, and it's probably what was missing for the first 15 minutes of this second half. Just some of these big ball runners for the Allied forces.
Hold the line. 2.
Griffin trying to make something from nothing.
Release now.
And now we can look a little bit wider. Pumping Parsons. Eventually outside. Now it has to be quick out to the right. Got to get through a few sets of hands here if they want to be successful. Parsons will go himself anyway. Finnegan now's got to be this man. Don't have to kick this one. And trying to dive underneath and rolled. Big crocodile roll held up.
Change over, boys. Tackle.
Big crocodile rolled, held up across the line. Donny doesn't agree.
Well, I just thought there was a player lying in the ruck that may have been in an offside position that actually got involved in that play to hold him up. But, well, now the Queenslanders looking to attack straight away after the handover.
Release him. He's
Gee, an early
inside,
kick here
guys.
would be good as well. Love to see them just bomb this down. It's very negative footy though, Donny. Takes the juice right out of this game.
Well, I think they just want to open up the speed game now, the Queenslanders. Everyone wants to get in on the action. Getting right up in the face there. Good shot there from Milford on Cordwell.
No, mate.
Well,
You can't spin. You just got to get
not allowed a lot of time there.
You can't spin.
I thought it was a good, hard shot and maybe should have been allowed a little bit extra time.
Take one more look at it. Rock solid tackle.
Maybe just the last effort as he turtles around on top.
Probably just had to come the other way. Can't go the 270-degree turn. Probably just chop off the other side of it with a nice 90-degree bend.
Move, head guard. Come, Storm 15, come, mate.
This one, Daisy Boney. Through the hands of Scallion. One lost. Good tackle, Day. Forced it to come loose. Not Day, Kemp. Did mean to say him though. Thought I'd memorised his name at this point in the game. Finnegan.
Release his legs. 0.
Starting to shrug off a couple of tackles on the outside of the shoulders. Storm, oh, and there's a slip. First one of the day. It's just ginger on the knee. Looks all good though. Finnegan, wider, Kemp again. Gets a hand free and wanted to turn back on the inside. Dunkley shut that back down on the inside of the tackle though. Good step. Talmalolo.
Release Andrew. Lock in, mate.
Only just up over halfway.
4. Good.
Short side, sniping again. Big high bomb set here. Got to try get this deep and central. Really let someone release onto the ball. Finnegan does exactly that. Chasing on well Parsons. It's going to beat them all though to ground. And good courage. James Corney, I believe. Cornroy coming in through the line. Just really not opening any holes up.
Move 10. Stop. Stay.
Queensland now working out of their own end. He's a man that's been dangerous throughout, Alexander Williams.
Right side, have a look. Hold 10, 10, 10,
Look to
10,
use
10.
some agility and strength, and now the captain back out onto the field. He only got a short break there, Andrew Dunkley. Looking to barrel over a couple more. Another good, strong charge here.
Oh, great offload.
And away they go, down the sideline looking for support. And who is it on the inside but Mick O'Keefe, who dots down. He's got a hat-trick here in the West. And he celebrates with his teammates.
That's just tremendous running all the way through the line. I mean, the offload is the piece de resistance on the end of it that Isaac Selman just able to give that last shovel pass, beating that retiring defender. But all the way through that whole tackle, there was support in droves running on through. 38-4 with a kick to come. The domination is personified on that scoreboard.
Well, it's been down that left-hand side of the field where Queensland have had their most success. Mick O'Keefe has led that attack, but Nelson Gabooma, who was instrumental in setting that up, has also been fantastic. He's got a try of his own. He's had a hand in that one. Gets the pass to Isaac Lehman, who just finds O'Keefe, who gets his 3rd try of the evening to go with. He's done all the goal kicking as well. We've mentioned it hasn't been the best of days for goal kickers. I'm not saying anything about this one. How about you?
Do you reckon he's compensated? No, I'm just more worried about this one. I don't know.
He's going to hit the other upright.
I think he has overcompensated. Oof, no, that's just jailed. That's good enough.
40 points to 4. The LMSC scoreboard. We have another look at this try.
It kind of does roll back to only the people that joined us for the first game of the afternoon too. It makes Keelan Tudor-Edwards kick from the far side going towards the Queensland end at the moment from earlier this afternoon. That makes that a tremendous kick after what we've seen tonight.
That conversion attempt from the sideline, we've seen a couple miss from pretty much right in front. Well, the Storm playing for pride now. He's a man that's shown plenty of pride throughout this game. Andrew Dunkley bringing it back on the kick return. And here goes O'Keefe. He's got 3. He wants more. He's not done. He's up. Eventually he's allowed to play the ball. Walters goes to Quavos. He gets the ball out to Dunkley. Dunkley will play it back to Walters. Quavos again. Short ball to Gabooma. That's shut down nicely by Samisi. Got up in his face. He's put some hurt on him. Now O'Keefe stepping through the middle. The ball to Walters. Walters looking for support. He finds it. And the Queenslanders, they bounce over the line. A try to Kane Paul Smith. Well, it is one-way traffic now. They're looking to have some fun.
You can't tell me these bunch of blokes aren't mates, because this is just such a well-oiled machine all the way through the line. O'Keefe again getting it done, and Walters just one little check off on the inside. Finished off very well with a big hit to Kane Paul Smith. Dalby is his club. Tamara Old Boys is a New Zealand player. He's highest level. He was in the Heartland Championship in New Zealand. Second tier sort of, but national competition over in New Zealand. It's a pretty big stake.
Absolutely. A guy that's obviously come over from New Zealand and settled in Queensland with the Queensland Police.
Jeez, wouldn't that annoy the Sydney Siders if we got a New Zealand Police Force team in this series before them? That'd really ruffle some feathers.
Well, again, it's up to them, isn't it? I mean, they can be a part of this. They can come and try and teach Queensland a lesson, or maybe they're too scared.
I think they're
maybe the New South Wales Police Force, they know they can't compete with this. They've been very good here, the Queenslanders.
Nice one, mate.
And they put on a good show as Mick O'Keefe knocks over the conversion attempt to make it 46 points to 4 on the LMSC scoreboard. Very, very convincing. They led 26 to 4 at half time, and they've really gone on with the job.
Man, 3 minutes to go, chance for one more, you'd say. They'd be sniffing out the half century and raise the kicking tee.
A line before that, did you? No.
Which is the traditional thing to do.
Good Lee.
That's a good kick.
On,
it's a really good kick.
Knock
And
on.
well taken out of the air by O'Keefe, but just lost forward.
Queensland first, Storm second.
Queensland first. Storm will get the ball. So they really will get their last say of this game of footy.
Storm ball. Queensland little tickle.
So it'll be a Storm ball. I think that's the correct decision. I don't know whether the vocab is 100% correct. I think it was knocked backwards.
I would say backwards Storm,
backwards
forwards.
Storm, and then forwards Queensland. I think Scott Spittles might have got that right. I think the Queenslanders actually got the hand of the ball first and knocked it on. So I'll take it back. Scotty bang on the money. That's why he's the man with a whistle. The number one ref in Western Australia. The short ball now for the Cass as they try and get a bit of a consolation try. They make a meal of that. That one kicked through by
did
Queensland.
we need a whistle there?
There was a whistle.
Did we
are
need one,
coming back.
Donny?
Well, I don't know.
Looks further back. Looks further back. That's okay then.
Well, he's pointing towards the Storm, so he's got a knock on against Queensland first.
That's all right, mate.
I don't think Scotty wanted to chase them the 100 metres either at this stage of the game.
It's experience.
Hands in, arms around.
We've got some secrets. We've got some secrets here for the Storm.
Wait.
Emilio Mulu.
In, mate, in. Mate.
He's trying to keep it from the Queenslanders, what they've got on. Goes out the back of Mulu. It sits up. It's cleaned up eventually there by Isaac Lehman. If you had picked it up cleanly, you might have been able to run away with the prize. Now Cuevas double pumps, gets it to O'Keefe eventually. Now it comes back with Gabooma. Gabooma again with the arm free, can't get the pass back to Walters. He wants to play the ball, he's eventually allowed to do that. Now the captain just punching in behind the ruck. He's turned around, gets up and plays the ball. Again, they go to the line. Short pass from Taikato Simpson, who's one of the try scorers, one of many. Walters again to Taikato Simpson. Steps off the right. Looks to beat the first man. The ball comes out. Goes to Gabooma. Gabooma throws a floating pass over the top. Williams goes back infield, stands in the tackle towards the line. He's tackled on tackle 5. Lehman gets to dummy half. He goes out the back to O'Keefe. He shapes the kick. I don't know whether that's his go. That's one of the worst plays he's come up with today. He's been probably the best on the field. But, well, that one not his best.
Not a best kick at all. Not too happy with it. Nice little roll of the dice again for the Allied States. You just got to throw this one around. Happy to throw 2-3 passes early in the set. Instead, just running up through the spine. Griffin again. Has been a good patroller. Switch in. Is solid. They've just been impenetrable as a defensive unit tonight. Slipping tackles on regular carries is maybe in the 2 or 3 category. Compared to on the opposite end, well, yeah, there's a mountain of missed tackles on Gamita alone. And he's probably been the biggest tackle buster of the night, though, to be fair.
Well, it's yeah. Again, it's very, very difficult when you're playing at this level and you're playing against a team that just none of their players make mistakes. There doesn't appear to be any weak link you can target. It seems impenetrable. It seems impossible, and it has frustrated the combined affiliated states. As we get towards the back end of this one, Cuevas stands in the line, takes the tackle as the siren sounds in the background, and we're happy to finish this one on friendly terms. But it is the Queensland Police that have, well, they've dominated the affiliated states police rugby league team tonight, 46 points to 4. They don't get the half century as they would have liked, but a comprehensive victory. 2-game
series all wrapped up here in WA this weekend. Last night it was 12 apiece. We had a good famous line there last night, Donny. The law fought the law and nobody won. Well, I mean, it's all on you to find us a police pun before we get out of here tonight at 46 to 4. Don't think you can do anything. I mean, what's a beating in cop terms in keeping that one PG as well?
Well, again, I think the Queensland Police Force, they'll be charged with grievous bodily harm. They've inflicted that tonight on the affiliated states, and it is the Queensland side. 46 points to 4. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll wrap it up here, and we'll see you next week.